Ten Best Picks presents the top 10 best Xiaomi phones. Starting at number 10. Xiaomi Redmi 9. If budget is your primary lookout, Redmi 9 is the best cheap phone we've found. Considered in isolation, it has much to offer, with a big battery and a quad lens camera the highlights, at least on paper. In reality, performance and photography are distinctly average. It's lacking necessities such as NFC, and the plastic design with a somewhat dull display leaves us wanting. You also don't have to look too far to find considerably more value for money with just a small increase to your budget. You needn't even look outside Xiaomi's own product line. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. At number 9. Xiaomi Redmi Note 9. If you're on a tight budget, Redmi Note 9 is a fantastic smartphone below £200. It ticks a great many boxes and, though it isn't flawless, you can't argue with the value it offers. Though it's plastic, it is well designed, and it comes with impressive sounding features such as a quad lens camera that performed mostly well in our tests, save for lacking some finer detail. There's enough power for casual users, though we had hoped for better performance from the huge capacity 5020 mAh battery. One of the big differences in Redmi Note 9 over 9s and 9 Pro is that it swaps out the Snapdragon 720G chip from Qualcomm in favor of a Helio G85 processor from MediaTek. This is a 2 GHz octa-core chip integrated with the ARM Mali G52 graphics processor, as opposed to the 720GS Adreno 618. Number 8 of my list. Xiaomi Redmi Note 9T. With Note 9T, Xiaomi brings 5G to its Redmi line. But it's more than that. This is a budget phone offering fast performance, impressive battery life and a clear and crisp display. It's not all positive. The rear design isn't overly impressive, the 60Hz refresh rate is low, and the side-mounted fingerprint sensor is glitchy. Plus, the camera isn't the best when zooming, and textures are a little soft in portrait mode. Nonetheless, if you want to jump aboard the 5G train without dropping a whole lot of cash on a phone, the Redmi Note 9T is absolutely one to consider. The phone comes with 4GB RAM and either 64GB or 128GB worth of storage, which is paired with a MediaTek Dimensity 800U octa-core processor. This is the same chipset found in the Realme 7 5G, and as you can see below, it produces similar scores when it comes to benchmarking. Coming at number 7. Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro. It's not quite up there with the flagships, but this is a very decent Xiaomi phone. We'd love to see an OLED panel, wireless charging and some refinements to the design, but these are all sacrifices we are prepared to make for what appears to be a very strong overall package that comes at a lower cost. Xiaomi majors on value with Mi 10T Pro, carefully balancing cost-cutting with awe-inspiring. The powerful Snapdragon 865 processor, the 144Hz display, the 108MP camera, the incredible battery power and the 5G connectivity, these are all specs that have no business in the mid-range. Qualcomm's Snapdragon 865 SoC powers the Mi 10T Pro. This is a flagship chip, which integrates an X55 modem for 5G connectivity, plus an Adreno 650 GPU. Unlike Mi 10T, this Pro version also comes with 8GB of LPDDR5 RAM as standard, a choice of 128GB or 256GB of UFS 3.1 storage, and an interior liquid cooling system. Only two phones have bested Mi 10T Pro in our Geekbench 5 benchmarks, Xiaomi's own Black Shark 3 and the OnePlus 8, and only just. For pure processing power, this is one of the best phones you can buy. At number 6. Xiaomi Poco X3 NFC. The Poco X3 isn't perfect. The big battery makes it bulky, and we don't love the aesthetic. For the most part, these are small complaints though, especially when stacked up against the X3's myriad strengths, strong specs, an excellent camera, a beautiful display, and absolutely fantastic battery life. The fact that you can get all of that for under £200 is almost unbelievable and makes the Poco X3 a shoe-in for the best budget phone of 2020. When it comes to the Poco X3's internals, Xiaomi has made an interesting decision. It's adopted Qualcomm's new Snapdragon 732G chipset, one of the few new chips for 2020 that doesn't support 5G connections. That is, in a sense, an obvious downside. If you want 5G, it just isn't here. But 5G isn't that great yet, and accessibility is limited in many countries and cities, so why pay extra for it if you're unlikely to see the benefit? For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Halfway of my listed number 5. Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite. On first impressions, despite its standing as the lowliest member of the Mi 11 family, is that the Mi 11 Lite wows with its wafer-thin form. Dig a little deeper, and you realize it's also imbued with a stunning display, capable internals and a feature-packed user experience. If design isn't at the top of your list of priorities in a new phone, your money will likely go further elsewhere. However, the Mi 11 Lite delivers a pleasingly well-rounded experience for the price, complete with a few unique touches. If the display settings were any indication, Xiaomi's MIUI 12, as it appears on the Mi 11 Lite, is a feature-packed experience. This is a double-edged sword, however, granting users an astounding level of personalization and customization, but at the same time presenting a cacophony of options and functions that will baffle even long-time Android users, at least at first. Coming in at number 4 of my list, Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra. The Mi 11 Ultra packs some of the absolute best hardware out there, from top internal specs to a powerful camera, beautiful display, and fast charging using both wired and wireless methods. There are downsides though. The sheer price is an obvious one, as is the fact there is no promise of software updates, but honestly the design is a bigger flaw. The Mi 11 Ultra is not only big, but thanks to the ungainly camera module it is also simply quite ugly. You'd be worried if a phone with Ultra in the name didn't include top internal specs, but naturally the Mi 11 Ultra delivers the goods. The flagship Snapdragon 888 chipset, only recently surpassed by the new 888 Plus, lies at the phone's heart, and Xiaomi has combined it with a choice of 8 or 12 GB of RAM and 256 or 512 GB of storage. That's more than enough on both counts, and even the lower tiers should be satisfactory to most. At number 3. Xiaomi Redmi Note 10 Pro. The Redmi Note 10 Pro is one of the best budget phones you can buy, with Xiaomi delivering exceptional value for money. Highlights here start with the stunning screen offering AMOLED technology and a 120Hz refresh rate, and continue with an excellent set of cameras. The headline is a 108MP Whopper which is backed up by a reasonable ultra-wide and a surprisingly decent telemacro. There are smaller delights too, such as the inclusion of a headphone jack, ARC fingerprint scanner, stereo speakers and even an IR blaster. Battery life is also strong, and core specs are decent with a Snapdragon 732G ensuring smooth performance. Coming at number 2. Xiaomi Poco X3 Pro. The Xiaomi Poco X3 Pro is essentially an updated version of 2020's excellent Poco X3 NFC. It's almost exactly the same as that phone, in fact, but slightly rebalances its specs to include an even more powerful processor and a few other upgrades, while compromising a touch on the camera side. The X3 NFC was our favorite budget phone of 2020, and the Pro is a better phone in enough areas to make it an easier recommendation too. This is an LCD panel, rather than OLED, with an FHD Plus resolution of 2400 x 1080. It supports a 120Hz refresh rate however, and 240Hz touch response rate, both of which will hold immediate appeal for anyone who games a lot on their phone. It might be more polarizing than its predecessor though, doubling down on that phone's strengths without improving on its weaknesses. More than ever, this is a phone about pure power, delivering the best performance you could ask for at the price, but rivals are often slimmer, lighter, and take better photos. And number 1. Xiaomi Mi 11. The Mi 11 is yet another compelling flagship from Xiaomi, with serious internal specs paired with product design that's been polished to a T, so long as you don't mind that it's a big phone even by modern standards. The main gripe remains a familiar one: Xiaomi's MIUI Android skin remains middling at best, and the clunky software keeps tripping the hardware up, holding the Mi 11 back from being truly perfect. I've already said that the Mi 11 is big, but it's worth emphasizing. At 164.3 x 74.6 mm across the front, it's only a hair smaller than the Galaxy S21 Ultra, the largest phone in the new Samsung lineup. There's less to worry about when it comes to performance, as the Mi 11 was the first phone released to pack the new Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 chipset. The global version of the phone is paired with 8 GB of RAM, though in some markets it's also available in a 12 GB variant. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel, share this video and hit the like button.